Hey everyone, so let's talk about Facebook ads. Have you noticed something kind of weird lately? Like your performance is just tanked out of nowhere? Maybe your costs are creeping up and your best ads are burning out after just a few days? Well, you're not going crazy and you are definitely not alone. There's a reason for all this chaos, and its name is Andromeda. It's a massive algorithm update for Meta, and it's completely changing the game. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on exactly what it is and give you the new playbook to actually win with it.
All right, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at the Andromeda effect, why everything feels broken. Then we'll get into what this new AI matchmaker is all about. We'll talk about why the old tactics are now totally obsolete, and I'll give you a new creative framework that actually works with this system. And finally, we'll put it all together to see how it looks in the real world.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Part 1, the Andromeda effect. Or, as you might be calling it, why on earth did my ads just completely stop working?
So, does this sound familiar? You've got this killer ad, right? It's been your champion for weeks, maybe even months. And then, boom, seemingly overnight, it just dies. Or maybe your ads are getting tired like way faster than they used to. You're just seeing this wild volatility and you can't figure out why. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not you, it's the algorithm. This is a real fundamental change in how Meta's system works.
And here is the culprit, Meta Andromeda. Now, this isn't just some minor tweak, okay? This is one of the biggest overhauls to the ad algorithm we've seen in years. Think of it like a complete engine replacement for your car. The old system was kind of siloed. It really only learned from what was happening inside your ad account. But Andromeda, it's a whole different beast. It's a predictive AI that's learning from everyone, across all industries, all ad accounts, to figure out what's going to work before it even happens. It is, for sure, a whole new ballgame.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty. What is actually different about this AI? What's its goal now?
Okay, this slide really nails the core change. The best way to think about it is king of the hill versus matchmaker. The old way was like a gladiator match, right? You'd throw a bunch of ads into the ring, the algorithm would find the one winner, the king of the hill, and then it would dump the entire budget behind it. But now, Andromeda is a matchmaker. It's not looking for just one winner. It's looking for a portfolio of different ads. It wants options, so it can play Cupid and match your specific ad to a very specific pocket of the audience that's going to absolutely love it.
And this is the key takeaway, right here. The new system is all about creative diversity. It rewards you for giving it different ideas, and it actively punishes you for stagnation. So if all you're doing is feeding it the same ad with 5 slightly different headlines, you're basically giving it nothing to work with. It's like you're trying to feed a gourmet chef nothing but saltine crackers. The AI is hungry for fundamentally different creative concepts, and if you don't provide them, your campaigns are going to starve.
So because of this massive shift, a lot of the old tricks of the trade, the stuff that used to be considered best practice, are now completely useless. Let's talk about what you need to stop doing, like right now.
All right, let's break these down. First up, those tiny A/B tests. Changing a button color or one word in a headline, forget about it. The AI is smart enough now to see that's basically the same ad. It's just noise. Second, all that complex audience stacking and hyper-segmentation we all used to spend so much time on. It's a waste of time. The creative itself is what does the targeting now. Your ad is the new interest group. Third, relying on that one evergreen winner? Yeah, that era is over. That ad will burn out in a matter of days, not months. And finally, using ad set budgets, or ABO, to try and force spend to a specific ad, you're literally fighting the machine, and trust me, you're not going to win that fight.
And this quote right here says it all. Instead of structuring audiences, we're structuring messages. Just let that sink in for a second. Your job has fundamentally shifted. You are no longer an audience architect inside Ads Manager. You are a message architect. You build the different creative angles, and you let the AI do the heavy lifting of finding the right people. It's a huge mindset shift. Okay, so enough about what's broken. Let's talk about how to fix it. How do we actually create this creative diversity that the algorithm is begging for? How do we structure our messages in a systematic way?
Well, here's a simple but really powerful way to think about it. It's a framework called PDA. It stands for persona, desire, and awareness. So persona is who you're talking to. Desire is what that person really truly wants, the transformation. And awareness is where they are in their journey. When you build ads using these 3 core building blocks, you force yourself to create genuinely different concepts, not just slight variations of the same old idea.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. Let's just take a fitness coach, for example. For concept 1, the persona is a new mom.
Her desire? It's probably not about six-pack abs. It's about wanting to feel confident again in her own skin. She's problem-aware. Now look at concept 2. The persona is a busy professional. Their desire? Just more energy to get through the day. And they're solution-aware. See how fundamentally different those are? One is about emotional confidence. The other is about pure utility. This is how you build a portfolio of ads that gives the AI, our little matchmaker, something meaningful to work with.
All right, so theory's great, but let's see how this all plays out in a real campaign. We're going to look at a case study, and then I'll show you the super simple campaign structure that powers this whole thing.
So check out this challenge. An advertiser is trying to sell a breath spray for $70. $70, when you can walk into any drugstore and grab one for like $2. They weren't just a little pricier, they were facing a massive, massive price gap. And yeah, they were struggling big time.
So their first attempt was targeting a really generic audience, men who want to get a date. It was attracting a low-quality, price-sensitive crowd. So they made a strategic pivot. Instead of testing a new button color, they changed the persona completely. They went after affluent cigar lovers whose wives hate their breath. Now think about it. This is an audience that's already used to spending money on luxury items, and they have a very specific and probably very painful problem. It's brilliant.
And what was the result of that one single change? A 50% drop in their cost to get a customer. A 50% reduction. That shift made the entire campaign profitable and ready to scale. And why? Because they stopped iterating and started innovating. They gave the algorithm a totally different type of person to go find, and it worked.
Okay, so how do you actually set this up? It's honestly way simpler than the old way. You're going to use one CBO campaign. That's campaign budget optimization. It lets the algorithm decide where to spend the money. Inside that, just one broad ad set. No interests, no lookalikes, nothing. Let the creative do the work. Then you load that ad set up with your portfolio, anywhere from 8 to 15 really different ads that you built with that PDA framework. And then, and this is the hardest part for most of us, you just let it run. You have to trust the system to do its job and find the matches. Don't be too quick to turn things off.
And that really brings us to the big question you have to ask yourself now. Are you a media buyer or are you a creative strategist? Because in this new world, with this new algorithm, just pushing buttons and tweaking settings in Ads Manager, that's not where the value is anymore. Real success, scalable success, now comes from understanding people. It comes from understanding psychology, from telling great stories, and from thinking strategically about your messaging. The game has changed, and the future, without a doubt, belongs to the creative strategist.